See, that's probably a problem of being 210 pounds versus 180. You know, mine doesn't have any impression in it when I stand up.
That could be it. That could be what I'm dealing with right now.
Yeah. Not that I'm calling anyone fat. I would never do that. I would never do that.
Well, actually, I stepped on the scale going into just getting my head on straight, and I was like, oh, geez, 214.
214. Hey, well, look, sometimes the scale does some funny stuff. And this is where it's just good to have a trainer who's been there, done that, who understands. Because when I did my whole cut for Christmas, we did a 10-day cut. We took 300 calories off, where we're basically going to try to lose a pound going into Christmas, where you know you're going to eat whatever you want, you're going to binge, you're going to gain a pound. So I started cutting from 184. I ended up going into Christmas around 181. That was the last weight I had. Didn't weigh myself for a week. I still finished my cut, and the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I ate whatever I wanted. And I ordered pizza, and then I went to dinner with the family, and I overate. Like, I was sick on Christmas Eve. Not so much Christmas Day, but I enjoyed myself. You know, the way that I've done every single year, the way that everyone does. Funny thing is, my last weight on the scale was 181. So I come back home, 6 days later, I hop on the scale, same time in the morning I always do, nothing else has changed, and I'm 189. And I'm freaking out because I'm in the zone of like 6 months of losing weight. This is good. Going up is bad. Like, you're in that mindset. And you hit 189 and you think, okay, there's some water. But that's like, I just put on like 8 pounds of fat because it can't be muscle. It can't be anything else. And you know that there's some water weight, but it's a terrifying thing to see that on the scale because you haven't seen it in months on end. The next day I hop on the scale again, I'm 189 again. And here's what my coach told me. He goes, this is not real. This is why the scale is a terrible indicator. Like, don't put too much credence in this. It is impossible for you to have put on any fat over the course of 4 days outside of maybe a pound that you put on from what you ate at Christmas. That's what we know for sure. So your real weight right now is 184 because you check it every single day. We have these checkpoints. You're seeing 189. Don't freak out about it. It'll come back. It'll regulate. Walk your 10,000 steps a day. Do your workouts. And let me know what it is in a week. Okay. I weighed in yesterday at 183. So like 5 days goes by and I lost 6 pounds, you know, I lost this weight. But it's the credence that we put into the scale. If that's the only benchmark you're looking at, it's a dangerous spot to be in. And most people only look at the number on the scale. They're not tracking anything else. And they think if they only measured themselves the day after Christmas at 189, and then they measured themselves yesterday at 183, they think, oh my God, I've lost 6 pounds. What I'm doing is working. Yeah. No, it's not. You just have the wrong initial benchmark. It's not working. But you're only measuring one thing. You're measuring it inconsistently, and you're drawing conclusions from that. You've got to be consistent and measure the same time every day, same conditions. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, but that logic works both ways too, right? Because this is the fallacy of don't have any cheat days. No cheat days, bro. Like, yeah, okay, because you're going to gain 5 pounds in a day. And I know, and you know, it takes like 3, 4, 5 days for that weight to come back off. But you didn't actually gain any fat. I agree with you. The scale is a terrible metric for actually looking at your overall health. Get a tape measure out. Look at yourself after Christmas dinner and before. You'll see some bloat, but you'll definitely notice that you didn't put on a few inches, right? Like it's that is an actual way of being able to look and see what your progress is. Same thing with your muscle size too. If you're working out for muscle gain, like use a tape measure or like get one of these AI apps that actually takes a look at your body and tells you what your measurements are. That's how you can really measure progress. But on the scale, like I used to do the ketogenic diet where I wasn't eating hardly any carbohydrates at all. And when I would have a cheat day on keto, I kid you not, I can gain 8 pounds in 1 day. 1 day. And we know the reason behind this because scientifically, if you're eating carbohydrates, your carbohydrates are stored in your muscles, right? For every gram of carbs you eat, your body also saves 3 to 4 grams of water, right? So it doesn't really matter like how much of the food you ate actually weigh. You're going to retain 3 to 4 times that in terms of water weight. And your body's going to hold on to that because that's how it stores carbohydrates. And that's the healthy thing for your body to be able to do, is to take your carbohydrates and store them into your muscles. It's when your muscles are full of carbs and there's nowhere else to put them that you start to create fat. This is it. Like, so I actually went through this whole like engineering process in my own diet a few years ago when I was doing keto, where I would deplete my muscles of carbs, which it's called glycogen. But like you deplete your glycogen stores, and you can see your muscles kind of deflate a little bit. And then you have a high carb meal, and your muscles blow up like balloons, and you look fantastic, right? You look in the mirror the next day, and like you're not bloated in the stomach, your muscles are all full, and you're like, oh, this is nice. Now do that for 3 or 4 days and watch what your stomach looks like. But, just throwing it out there, like we know scientifically how this works. You can biohack your way into like, I can have a cheat day and eat whatever I want as long as I know what's actually happening and I'm not looking at the scale.
Yeah. True words there. I'm never more amazed than when you go into the technical side of it and I understand, like, I know nothing about nutrition, nothing, because it's just over my head.